The other thing I want to do, I'm going to bring back like the love connection and the dating game and blind date for the TV show. But it's going to be real people and it's going to be a real, but I'm going to call it Spellbound because I use magic to help people find that one of a kind. Throughout my whole life, I can't even count on my fingers how many couples I've set up in relationships. And when I was doing readings, the amount of marriage counselling and couple counselling that I did was unbelievable. I saved so many relationships from breaking up and that, which is ironic considering my love life is such as a disaster. But I mean, that's completely fine. I've made peace with that. I'm happy being on my own because I can't be dealing with the games that men play. I haven't come across any man with any of those sort of intentions where they haven't played some sort of game to try and get me to chase them, but real women don't chase men, right? So, yeah, I'm leaving that behind. I'm way off into the realms of being a single mum, entrepreneur, businesswoman, creator, writer, director, whatever. Don't need a man. I'm fine, and I don't mean like I don't need a man as in the world doesn't need men. I mean the men are going to be the men in my life have been and will be helping me build everything that I'm creating. But in terms of love, I'm happy being single. I'm very happy being single. I'm not interested in love. I'm busy waving my wand and being enchanted and enchanting everything that I touch my wand with. But I am very good when it comes to my algorithm, my dating algorithm. And many, many, many years ago, I've got the letters under my bed of me planting the first seed of my dating app back then, although I didn't know it was going to evolve into something so much bigger than what it became once I became a biorhythmic engineer and put biorhythms into the algorithm. But I've got letters under my bed where I wrote to my ex, my husband, when he was in prison. And he was like, yes, we've got to do this, get everything signed, get everything registered. This sounds fantastic, let's do it, sort of thing. But then, of course, nothing ever got off the ground because I ended up having to fight for my life and save my children and, all of this sort of thing in the background, having to build a new empire in the background, having to develop biorhythmics in order to save my life when I was locked up and going into anaphylaxis every day because I was being tortured and forced to medicate. So, you see why I've got to turn all of this into entertainment. But as far as my dating app is concerned, Spellbound, I made a presentation. My ex, the one who tried to kill me, got me to put together a whole presentation to put to a games company in. I found one in New York. I've got the emails and everything there. He didn't seem to think it was possible, but I know it is possible because my ex, who is in the games industry, told me that it was a brilliant idea. Even he knew that I was onto a moneymaker when I created Spellbound because he's the one that showed me how to put my presentation together. But then all of a sudden, when I approached the games companies to see about getting it made and how much it would cost, no one wanted anything to do with me, which is when I started to question maybe there was a bit of sabotage going on. So anyway, so you see why I've got to make a whodunit about my life, the time jumping detective. Um, so under the bed, I've got the letters um, that I wrote my ex where he's writing back and telling me to do it. Yes, do it. That's a brilliant idea. Everybody knew that when I developed that dating app, I'd created something magical, use magic to find that one of a kind. So when I have the foundation, obviously we're going to be making my dating app, which I've been told resale value, just basic standard, and this was a few years ago, would be worth 7 billion if I sold it to Tinder. But if I sold it now, based on everything that it can do now, I'm looking at a resale value of around about 10 billion. if I partner with them with my products and stuff, it would be more. Spellbound is it. And I want to turn it into a game show like The Love Connection, like Blind Date. And I was thinking of having Brehena Saithusa as the game show host, but I don't, because I'm the only one who's going to be allowed to do Brehena Saithusa. I don't want to be on TV. I don't want to be. I don't want that to be me. So I don't want to be doing any of that. I'm happy to write and create and do voices and that in the background. I don't want to be like front row centre in front of the camera, unless I'm being interviewed for something about, work or business or endeavours, and that fine, occasionally fine, but I'm not the sort of person who is comfortable being centre stage. So I don't want to be centre stage, even though I'm the one building the stage. So now I need to have a character who's going to be a host for the show, and then we'll get real couples on, and I'll use my real biorhythmic algorithm to help these people find true love, and they can go out on a date, and just like the Love Connection and Blind Date and all of that. So we'll see where it goes. And then, because I always said, because I'm an ordained minister in America, I can do weddings and funerals and all of that. But I always said that if anyone met and fell in love and got married from my dating app, because see, Pearl from Pearls of Wisdom and her husband John, they met on the dating app Spellbound. So if any couples love and get married from my dating app, if it's in America, I would ordain the marriage. I'd perform the wedding ceremony for them. Otherwise, we would put on, let them have a honeymoon, or put on like a small wedding at the foundation, and they could get married in the gardens at the foundation, or come for, like a honeymoon. So, yeah, Spellbound, the dating show. But it's real life, real people looking for real love. So now I have to find a character to be the host. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I just who of any of my art of creation TV series would be good to be. I mean, Doba Drexel, she'd be quite funny because she's a karmic reporter as well and very nosy. But Pearl would be pretty good as well. I could have Pearl because she met her husband on the dating app, so she knows it works. Pearls of Wisdom. Pearls of Wisdom, don't you know? She's from the Witch of Endor bloodline, and the Bible is full of wisdom. So maybe I could have Pearl, whoever the actress is that plays Pearl. She can be, I suppose that makes sense, though, because she met her husband on the dating app. So, yeah, so if my husband ever tries to say that the dating app is his, or the Andre's Dragon is his, or the Quantum Menace, or I've got letters to prove otherwise. I have the proof to prove otherwise, that it all started with me, because I've already tried to steal enough of my stuff and claim it as their own. So, yeah, those letters under the bed, man, I'm so glad I rescued them the first time I went back to the dungeon after I got released. because they'll prove invaluable when it comes to taking this to court. Because I've also got proof that he threatened to have my best friend murdered, where he was trying to get me to divulge where my best friend lived, and I wouldn't. And he was saying I can send people around and take care of him. So, yeah, I've got a lot of stuff. All his drug tests and everything. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff under that bed. So, Spellbound, the dating app. Use magic to find that one of a kind. Polishing the pearl. Pearls of wisdom. The pearl. Do I keep her name as Pearl, though? Because it was Shirley Whitcomb, and then it was Pearl. Pearls, Pearls of wisdom. Should I keep her name as Pearl? We'll have to see, as I keep saying, the names of my characters and the names of the shows and everything might change over time. But the concept will always remain the same. So, okay, so Pearl, let's just put a pin in her name for Pearl for now, because I'm just thinking that goes with Pearls of Wisdom, and because she's from the Witch of Endor in the Bible bloodline, and, God trusted her to summon the dead. God recommended that she be used for summoning the dead, and she's great at giving advice, like because she does the Agony Aunt column, Pearls of Wisdom. So, yeah, isn't it ironic that I've created a dating app and I'm really good at helping people find love, and yet I'm quintessentially going to be the single mum, boss bitch businesswoman. And I'm actually happy to do it too, because I can't be dealing with the drama. If other people out there want to have the drama of new love and getting to know each other, then mazel tov to you, but I'm done. Like, I can't be dealing with it. My God. I swear to God, when I first started looking for love, like, to settle down and get married when I was 20, the men that I was around back then weren't as immature as they are now, where they play all the games. I blame the mothers. However these mothers raise these men that come into my stratosphere, yeah, nah, too much in the head, too many mind games in that. I can't be dealing with that stuff. So, Spellbound. Use magic to find that one of a kind is going to become a real dating show that I'm going to put on my streaming service, and I'm going to get Pearl, which is going to be her name for now, will be the host of it, because she met her husband John on the dating app. And then we'll get real people looking for love to come onto the show, and we'll use the algorithm to help them find their perfect match. Then they'll go out on a date, and then they can come back and let us know how it went. And if any of them get married, we'll either pay for a small wedding, or we'll pay for them to have like a wee honeymoon at the foundation. Because I'm going to have a catering company anyway, because we're a movie production company and we need caterers. We're going to need caterers for like all of the events that we're putting on. So, okay, so there you go. Pearl's going to be the host for Spellbound, the dating game show. Yay!